Welcome to a brand new episode of the Post Game. I'm your host, Davion. I'm joined by Kaden,
What's up?
Oronde,
What's poppin'?
and Matt.
What's up?
Every time. Well, and today we are back talking about some NFL playoffs. Today we're going to talk about the Miami Dolphins and the Chiefs. First off, Chiefs fans, Miami Dolphins fans, let me know how you feel in the comments. Who do you think is going to win and what the score is going to be as well? Put your score predictions in the comments, and I'll be excited to read those out. But yeah, today we're going to talk about the Miami Dolphins and the Kansas City Chiefs. So like we start all these things, who do we think is going to win? The Chiefs or the Dolphins?
This is tough.
This is the closest one for the wild card matchups, I think.
Absolutely.
I like betting against the Chiefs.
I don't.
Not an Arrowhead.
I don't care if it's an Arrowhead. I don't
It's
care.
supposed to be negative 5 degrees
five.
as well.
Yeah. I don't
Something
care.
like that.
These are professional athletes, so heat shouldn't bother. The cold shouldn't bother them.
They're from Miami.
Listen. What I have to say about this, I trust in Miami's offensive capabilities and defensive capabilities more than I trust the Chiefs this year. The Chiefs are human.
Sure.
The Chiefs are capable of losing, and I think it's just a first round exit for them.
Okay.
And they're not entirely the most healthy team either.
So I'll go. So there's a couple different things I have there. When you look at the Miami Dolphins, they're a team that they have had a great season. But towards the end of the season, they started to trickle off. They lost the AFC, was it East? North? Was it East?
AFC East.
I'm sorry, not my division. They lost the AFC East because they choked, I think, 3 of their last 4 games. Their offense doesn't look as complete as it did in the past. Jalen Waddle might be out. Tua, and I hate I hate hearing this narrative about Tua anyway, but I'm gonna say it. I hate the narrative that Tua isn't that guy that can lead this team. It goes around. If they lose this week, it will go around like clockwork. And I'm not excited for it because I feel like Tua is a really good quarterback. But the problem is they aren't there yet. And I think we're seeing these two teams are very similar. The Chiefs and the Dolphins are very much alike because both of their offenses are ran by offensive geniuses, Mike McDaniels, Andy Reid. But the problem is, especially with the Chiefs that I've seen, they are trying to overcomplicate their offense and they're trying to overcomplicate their schemes and schematics. And the thing is, when you have receivers who aren't really the best, like the Chiefs do, there's no reason for them to try to overcomplicate it. And so they should simplify it, but they don't. And we've seen that time and time that they don't do that. My thing is about the Dolphins is that the Dolphins are going to go as far as their offense. Their defense is going to be there regardless of not. But their offense is probably one of the biggest question marks in this game. Offenses, depending on whose offense is the best for the Dolphins and the Chiefs, is depending on who will win this football game. I think Patrick Mahomes will win this football game. I think it's in Arrowhead at home. The Dolphins are the Dolphins. And from Miami, it's going to be cold because it does play a factor. I also think that the Chiefs, they're at a point where it's like, okay, the regular season, it is what it is. They're like the Miami Heat. The regular season, it is what it is. But when it comes to the playoffs, we know how to come in and play good football. So give me the Chiefs.
Chiefs are only 5-4 at home this season, by the way.
I'll take the Chiefs too. Even though I want to take the Dolphins, but I just have to. It's just come down to Tua, and Tua's, like you say, he's a good quarterback, but he's not. We're having a duel here. He's not ever going to be probably the best quarterback on the field in a playoff game, and that's just where he is. From what I've seen up to this point, he's a great game manager. He's not a game changer, as Cam Newton says. And Tua is also winless in cold games. He's 0-4. It's going to be cold. And when it comes down to Andy Reid and Mike McDaniels, it's a testament of just playoff experience that Mike McDaniels wasn't even a coordinator before he got to the Dolphins. He was a run game coordinator. He helped pick out the good run plays and for the week. So I think he's a great coach, but he still needs more experience. I think just playoff experience from players to coaching edges out the Chiefs, even though they're not the best receiving rise, but it's a cold game. It might snow, and they have a great running back in Pacheco. Um, More of a power back bruiser, but also elusive compared to the speed that Miami has, which speed doesn't always win in cold games. So I'll have to take the Chiefs on this one.
Yeah, I was gonna lean more towards the Chiefs as well. Just defensive wise, I mean, they lost Bradley Chubb to an ACL. Xavier Howard is still questionable. I mean, obviously they lost Jalen Phillips earlier in the season. Their defense is really banged up, and these are key players that they need in order to keep Mahomes at bay. But I just don't think that'll happen. Now, with Mahomes, obviously his receivers have not been good. Travis has not been who he has or was. So something's got to change in this game. Travis needs, I don't know what is going on with him, but he needs to be the number one factor in this game, I think, in order for the Chiefs to win this. If they can get Travis going, I think it's over. Period. I don't think it'll be that close of a game. And like again, a lot of these injuries that the Dolphins have are like key players. Who knows if they'll play or not? Most likely they're gonna play, but it's like Teron Armstead's questionable, Tyreek, Mostert, Ramsey, Waddle. I mean, these are big players that they need. Um, I don't know. And again, in Arrowhead, I don't trust Miami at away games. I just don't think they're ready quite yet. So
I agree. I think, let's say Miami establishes a running game, and I think what McDaniels will try to do is control the clock. I think that's the smartest thing to do when you go on Arrowhead is try to keep the ball in your hands and not in Patrick Mahomes' hands. And that's in my opinion what they need to do in order to win this football game.
this is yeah. I was gonna
Yeah, go
say
ahead.
this is just gonna sound crazy, but like to me, the less amount of time Tua does not have the ball, I think they have a better chance of winning.
Yes.
Period.
But
Let Tyreek, let Mostert, let them do all those crazy,
Jet swings. Yeah,
jet swings, wildcats. Who the hell knows?
yeah.
But if it comes down to a potential game winning drive with with Tua with Tua having the ball, I just don't see it. I just don't see it at all. So yeah,
um,
No faith. Am
none,
I the only
honestly.
one picking Miami here?
Yep.
You sounds like you
yeah.
are.
I
I'll
just
take.
can't bet against the Chiefs. I can't bet against Patrick
I'll.
Mahomes.
I'll
I can't.
gladly play upset here. So I think Chiefs are like a touchdown favorite right now, if I'm not mistaken.
That sounds right. Yeah,
Let me check that. Let me check. 1 million.
they're 4-point favorites. It looks like
4
the spread is.
points. Even
This
better.
was if this was in Miami, I would take the Dolphins. It's just cold. Like warm weather teams never factor well, especially when they have to go play in the cold
Where was the
late.
Miami
I
game
mean,
at last week? Where was the Bills game? Was it in Buffalo?
it was in Miami, but again, last year they lost to the Bills in Buffalo when it was a cold game.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like it's just hard for warm weather
Chiefs
teams to go
4-point
do that.
favorites with the over under being 44. Also,
Hmm.
we'll get to the next ones. They look kind of crazy.
Well, any final thoughts I got on that game because there's a lot there. There's a lot to sit there and ponder on for a while.
I'll
For a
ride
while.
I'll ride solo with the Dolphins. I'll ride with them in the ocean into the sunset after they beat the Chiefs.
Going into the
Do you have,
trash when they're on the
do
way
you have a
home.
scoring prediction, Oronde?
Scoring prediction. Because I don't like the Chiefs defense.
Still, I can't count them out
But
because
I
they
don't think
always
it's
end up
gonna.
doing well.
I don't think it's gonna be crazy though. I got Miami 28-20.
It's not gonna be crazy.
Um,
I'm going 24-21, Kansas City.
I have a small faith that maybe the Dolphins could somehow pull
Oh
it
boy,
out. They would have to get the run game going, but I've not been a fan of their run game this year, last year. It's
any
good
year.
in it's good in big bursts, but I got the
Yeah.
Chiefs. I'll say probably it's gonna be low scoring, 17-13.
Wow. I definitely think it'll be low scoring because of the cold.
I see. I'm thinking that both these offenses just go back and forth, in my opinion. So I think it might be high scoring, but I'll say Chiefs 30, Miami 27.
The Chiefs would need some receivers to catch.
That's true.
That's
But
true.
again, Dolphins are so banged up in their secondary.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Defense might have a day off, and it might just be a shootout. But we'll have to wait and see on that. Chiefs fans, Dolphins fans, let us know how you feel. Let us know who you think's gonna win. Give us a score prediction down in the comments, and I appreciate you all for watching. Kaden, Oronde, Matt, thank y'all for joining today as well. I've been your host, Davion, and this has been the post game. Peace.
Peace.
All right, what's next?
I can't. Edit this video.